welcome to PSOJ Business Bites. My name is Rochelle Mitchell and I'll be your host for this series. Of course, you know that over the next couple of weeks, we'll be speaking with some of your favorite CEOs and business moguls to get you a behind the scenes look at them and the strategies they use to successfully be head of some of these businesses that you know and love. With me today is Anjon Youngsang, the first female president and CEO of Supreme Ventures Limited. Welcome.
Thank you for having me, Rochelle.
Talk to me about young Anjon and
Younger.
Sorry. My bad. My bad. Younger Anjon, and then to Mrs. Youngsang, who now sits before me.
I mean, looking back, if I had known when I was 16 that I would be where I am now, I would probably say, nah, not such a... No.
Don't? That doesn't sound like you.
Insecure, shy, didn't speak much. I mean, I still have some of those
traits.
Yeah, I do. But shy, I mean, I wasn't any star pupil. I knew early in life that anything I wanted to do, I had to work hard for it. I remember giving friends the joke that I didn't understand quadratic equation until I got into college because I could not understand it.
That's okay.
Yeah. But I was an average student, had good friends, worked hard. I didn't think I was any bright spark. I was average. But I knew that I needed to work hard, and that was one of the things that my parents always said to me, especially my dad: if you want anything in life, you have to be willing to work hard for it and not complain.
So that's my next question is, did your parents equip you with anything special that led to your success? And you're saying work hard, determination.
And to love God, I think. That, I think, is one of the core foundations of what I am. I'm not perfect. The good Lord knows I'm not perfect. But I think those are the main guiding principles because my parents were civil servants. My father was a civil servant. My mom was a hairdresser. They're always working around the clock. And you saw that the sacrifices that they made to put me through school, to put my family through school. And you knew that you could achieve things, but you have to recognize you're not going to get it easy, and don't sit down and expect things to be handed to you, but work hard. My father was, if you wanted something, anything outside of what you could regularly do, then you better save. You save and you work to, because it was not going to be handed to you on a silver platter. Oh no. You have to work for that.
Definitely. Yeah. You mentioned that your mom's a hairdresser, and I just wanted to talk about the fabulosity that is Anjon. I hear your hair is always perfect. You're always impeccably groomed. Do you find that there's pressure on women and women at your level to always be perfect and always keep up your appearance?
I think there is a lot of pressure in terms of appearance, but pressure is what you want to make of it. So whilst others may have expectation for the corporate world, yes, there's an expectation in terms of how you dress and carry. And unfortunately, people do judge you based in terms of how you're looking, but you shouldn't let it define you. So you'll find days, for example, the past couple of weeks, I've been wearing flat shoes into the office. Or I'll wear, the flat shoes is in the car.
Okay, I was wondering because I'm like, those heels are fabulous. They're not flat.
But on a Friday, we'll dress down and relax, and we're trying to move away too much from the corporate attire because your clothes should not define who you are. So if you see me on a weekend, Rochelle, I'm a soccer mom.
But are you fabulous on the weekend too?
I am?
Yes.
I'm a soccer mom in either my sneakers or my shorts or my ripped jeans and a t-shirt.
Ripped jeans?
Yeah, because when I'm on the field cheering my son on, whether it is for football or swimming, I'm a mom cheering.
True.
Yeah, that's where you come in. So.
Okay, so how is it now, balancing act, being mommy, being CEO, being a wife? Can women really have it all and be well rested and at the top of their game?
It's a sacrifice. It may look nice and like a fairy tale, but it's not. It's a lot of hard work. It's a lot of tough, and you have to be resilient. And you have to believe in yourself. You have to have an inner level of confidence and security to not let it break you, because everyone wants a piece of you. And everyone is right in having that expectation. And so that's why I think it's a kind of a sacrificial job that you have, whether it be wife, mother, boss, leader, friend, sister. You know, you play a role in someone's life. And I think that's a part of the foundation that my parents left with me, is that you can't be selfish. You're not in this world for yourself alone. You're in there for others. And I grew up not complaining. I grew up not, you don't complain about stuff. You try to figure it out and push through it. But you don't really get much sleep.
I understand.
Sleep
is part would be the
no. And I'm a morning person, so you'll find that I'm up early in the mornings. I try to strategize and not send out the emails 2 a.m. or 3 a.m.
2 a.m.
Yeah, you're up early, so I'm up early. I'm a morning person by nature.
So what time do you wake up at?
No, I'll get up. For me, my routine, I'll get up maybe around 3:30.
I hear you're in the gym by 4.
Yeah, 4:30 probably, because I have to do my devotion first.
Okay.
I need to. If I don't, it helps to balance me for no matter what happens throughout the day. It helps me to reflect on the previous day. If I did something that no wrong, I said, Lord, forgive me. It wasn't so wonderful yesterday. But it helps me to stay focused that no matter what I say happen, because in life as a female, as a boss, you're going to go through some valleys that can be dark and it can be lonely. And you need to find that anchor that can help to right you back. And no matter how bad it seems, and it helps you sometimes to give you perspective. And as a CEO, you have to be strong for your team. So you can't let them see that other side of you too, but at times you do. And it helps to anchor me that no matter what is happening, no matter the minutia, no matter how it seems like the multitude of arrows coming on, you go for your Bible verse and you draw for it. It helps to reinforce you and it just makes you firm. So for me, I don't function well if I don't do it. It helps to put things properly in perspective and helps me to better be able to deal with things. So people are saying, well, you're so calm and you're cool, because I know that my Father will sort it out eventually. It's tough going through, but it helps to balance me. And then I haven't been able to exercise for the past couple of months.
It does not show.
But sometimes doing that exercise, so it's good. It's a form of relaxation. You get some thoughts going.
Some clarity.
Yeah, you get the clarity. And sometimes I get up too late, can't read the Bible, so I can read it when I'm on the treadmill. That also provides that opportunity. But it helps to take away a break from the mundane. And what I've found is it helps your energy level. You don't feel as tired.
The endorphins.
Yes, it does help. And so you're able to get going. And then you just get into the office and you do what you need to do.
And Dawn, you made a lot of reference to the Bible and to God and to being anchored. So is it fair to say that you're a Christian?
I believe in my God. I love my God. Nothing is like him.
And I know he loves you. So how do you balance now being the CEO of a company
that
has gaming and betting and lotteries going on, and you're a devout Christian?
But it doesn't define what I do is a vocation. It doesn't define my belief system. And when you think about it, Rochelle, think about if you look on Bible stories in terms of Joseph working with Pharaoh, Daniel, Cyrus, and at those times, those were heathen kings. The Lord places people where he wants them to be for a time and a purpose and a season. And so it may be contradictory, but at the end of the day, people are people, irrespective of your vocation. Your vocation should not define you. So for me, I know I'm an oxymoron because number one, my Lord will define me in terms of the kind of person I want to be. I am there now, but he can take it away. And if he takes it away, I'm fine because I know that he does it for a reason. And my vocation doesn't define the kind of individual and human being I want to be. I'm not perfect. Lord knows I have to ask for the forgiveness many a nights.
Oh dear.
Many or more, because you're a human being, but you can't be too proud to go and ask for forgiveness for when you have done something that it's. So the gaming is an end result of a product that impacts multiple persons' life. Supreme Ventures provides winnings for hundreds of thousands of Jamaicans. Whether it is to those winnings, people are able to send their kids to school, people are able to provide meals, provide food, we're able to provide employment. We have over 500 employees. We have a network that has over 3,000 employed. We have stakeholders. We have over 40,000 stakeholders that's dependent through a channel of business that is able to provide food supplement. And for me, our responsibilities as leaders of any company is not only to your employees, but also to their family to provide a livelihood. Yes. That's why I'm going to be successful in anything that I do, because anything that the Lord gave me to do, I'm going to do it to the best of my ability. And that's why, because I bring that presence of mind to the forefront, because I'm sorry, I don't work for man. I don't work for no man. I work for him. And if I'm going to work for him, I'm going to put my best foot forward. So therefore, people think that because I believe in God and I'm a Christian, that I'm a walkover. I'm no walkover, Rochelle. Because he gives me wisdom, gives me knowledge, and he gives me the gift of intuition. And I take that and apply it to whatever I do. And therefore, you're going to think that I'm not going to shy away from making tough decisions. But I'm a realist. I'm going to tell you it as it is. Some people can't handle it, but I'm going to tell you as it is, and I'm always going to give you my 100% no matter what. So for me, I think it's a difference, because you take a different attitude and a different approach, and you're going to, whatever you do, you're bringing your all, and you're going to try and just take it. And I believe in excellence. I don't accept mediocrity. So that's what makes me a tough boss. Mediocrity, bring your A game. Sometimes you may be off your A game, but don't apply mediocrity to any part of your life. And excellence is what it is. That's what it takes. So
at Supreme Ventures, I see your excellence. I see your season of no mediocrity whatsoever, because you had record profits in 2017 and 2018. How did you do that? What did those profits look like? Talk to me about strategy.
We worked hard. My team, oh God, I love them. I have some wonderful set of people who go above and beyond. Some of them I can call on a weekend. I will call them 3 a.m. in the morning. I'll call them on a Saturday afternoon, 7 a.m. And Gail, Keon, poor babies. And they're there. I mean, you can't do it on your own, but I have some wonderful set of people, and they have had to learn how to multitask. That is me. You have to ride and whistle. I'm horrible with sings. You hear, Rochelle?
It's okay, that's fine.
Horrible with sings. But we have a team that is so dedicated and driven. And I've been pushing them, and they've been working very hard. My belief is that I don't want any boundaries. We're going through a cultural change now at the organization, and it's a change management, and we're just getting started. As far as I'm concerned, what we've done is only the beginning. There's so much more to do, and we're laying that groundwork, and we're doing quite a bit now, and it's going to become the new norm. It is the new norm. So what we did is, in terms of multitasking across all segments of the business, trying to zero in on where the immediate low-hanging fruits are and just push it. We're challenging our team to not look on things the same way. Challenge the status quo. I don't want any boxes. I don't want any boxes. We're going to redefine the boundary lines. No boundaries. And I'm trying to have it drilled down throughout the organization. So now I'm going in terms of having a little in-office roadshow kind of talk, and I keep it real with the guys in terms of getting their feedback. We're not perfect. Any company that's going through a cultural change, you go through your hiccups, you go through challenges. But I have some people that are
team.
I love them, and I'm trying to put in place some more things for them to try and get them more engaged and more involved. And that's why I believe the best is yet to come.
So your leadership style, out of the box, challenging your team, addressing the areas that need to be addressed.
And I'm straight with them. I shock them at times.
You shock them?
Yeah, I shock them at times.
What are you shocking them with?
And I'm like, because the reality is that every staff member at some point have something negative to say about their boss. And if you're a boss and if you don't accept and recognize that, you're fooling yourself. So I'll tell them what they're thinking. And they're like, and I was like, yes and no. You're saying, watch the one. And she thinks I don't have anything else to do. And they're like, I can't believe you said. I said, but aren't you thinking it? They're like, yeah. I said, okay then. Flip the switch. Put yourself in another person's shoes. Think about the challenges that they're going through. And you kind of have that dialogue in terms of having it going. So I'm trying to inject a kind of culture team, and I'm trying to have everybody kind of embrace that, because at the end of the day, Rochelle, we need to learn to be our brother's keeper. We need to learn to stop digging graves for each other, stop digging holes, only seeing the negative in each other, but instead choose to see the positive. Choose to see that when somebody does something against you, rather than retaliate negatively, try and figure out, poor thing.
How can I help
Probably,
them?
yes. Or poor thing probably have some problems.
Yes,
So
and they're taking
let
it
me
out
give them
on
the
you.
benefit of the doubt and let it go. Don't sweat the small stuff. Just move forward.
So I see you have a lot of knowledge and a lot of different approaches that you take. So are there any hidden talents that you have? And what would you say is your area of expertise?
Wow, that's a good one. My area of, I don't know. I mean, in my opinion, I'm a great singer. Some people may not think so, though.
I think I'm a great singer too.
Exactly, right? I think the one thing that I love that I want to have an opportunity to explore more is art. As a child growing up in high school, I used to love art. Used to draw a lot. But my daddy tell me, say, honey, that not going to help you.
Oh, no.
But I understand where he's coming from with it, especially back then at the time, how you look at it. So I think I would want to explore art. And maybe that is what you see in terms of the creative side of me. Because I used to love to sit down and sketch designs, actually.
Oh.
Yeah, and I used to have images come up and I sketch stuff. I don't really have so much time for that now. But my daughter, though, she's very good artistically, so I'm trying to encourage
So talent's
her.
inherited.
Yeah, she's very good like that. My son is trying to figure out how he can sell whatever she has. He's younger than her.
That sounds like my brother.
Yes. But I can't tell you that I have a specific talent. I think I would like to explore more that artistic side of me. I like being around people, though. And what I found, what reminded me the past couple of weeks, that just spending time with my team was at the core of what I really enjoyed. I love making tough business decisions. I like going through business. But these past couple of weeks, spending the time with the guys, I really enjoyed. And I have a couple more of my team members I'm going to be spending some more time. I haven't finished making the rounds as yet. And I'm looking forward to that.
What was your mindset going into Supreme Ventures?
I think I'm doing it now. My mindset is that there's so much opportunities there. So much things. People say Supreme is a gaming company. I don't. Supreme is a customer company. We impact people's life every day. And we have so many different opportunities in which we can try and make it more meaningful, impactful. So my goal is like, how can we look at the products and services that we offer and try and have a better understanding as to what you want to do, where you want to go? How can we redesign that? How can we make it easier? How can I shape an organization whereby people are driven, are empowered, held accountable? You make a decision, but recognize the consequences of making those decisions. But I want people to enjoy what they do. You come to work, you spend so much time at work. I want to try and create that atmosphere. Not fully there yet, but my aim is to be able to get there. So I think we're on that path in terms of getting it there, and I do believe we'll get there.
So far, what has been your most difficult day as a CEO? What was that like for you?
Most difficult day. You see, if I see it, I mean, this I'm going to have another one that's going to be even worse.
Oh, no, it won't. It's in the past and we learned from it.
Yeah, it's hard to say what's the most difficult day because you have different days that have challenges. I think it's how you deal with it.
Yes.
That is what is important. And I've had those challenges. The one that I think will want me the most is those that deal with the staff, and I'm trying to work through that. But every day I have different challenges, so it's hard for me to pinpoint the most difficult one. Yeah, it's very hard because it depends on how the day started.
How do you deal with failure?
I take a pause and I try to figure out what is the lesson behind it. And part of the problem, you know why I don't see failure? Because I see failure as an opportunity for something else. So for me, every problem has a solution in there. And embedded within, behind every issue is something that can get you even to a bigger path, a different opportunity. So I used to have this saying, And I remember for a full 10 minutes, the guys had stopped listening to me because I was telling them that whenever you see every storm and gray cloud come, there is a pot of gold somewhere there. And they're like, but that's not how the saying goes. It's every cloud there's a silver. I say, you got it though. You got generally what I was saying.
Yes.
Yeah. So for every difficulty, and I fundamentally believe it, you don't have problems. Behind every problem is a solution. And the minute we stop thinking of things negatively, that's where you're able to truly discover your full potential. And so that's the mantra that I try to have. So when people come and say, I don't have a problem, I say, pause. Identify the issue, because there must be a solution there.
You have an opportunity to be great.
Yeah.
So you spent a lot of time at IGT doing great things, moving up in the ranks. You were able to get an extension for IGT to continue operations in Jamaica through to 2026, and a 10-year extension in the key IGT jurisdictions of Trinidad and Tobago, Antigua, USVI. What's going on in that mind of yours? Like, how are you doing all these things? Talk to me about your time at IGT, how you moved up through the ranks. Some of the strategies that you use at trying to get the secret out of you, and you're not giving it.
I'm giving you the secret, Rochelle. Okay, so when I started IGT as a finance manager.
Yes.
As a finance manager. And I think within the first year there, no offense to the finance person, but I was not the typical finance or accountant person. It's like a bit boring.
But you don't like math?
No. But I was good in terms of understanding the business and applying it. Because whatever I'm going to do, Rochelle, I'm going to do it to the best of my ability. So what would happen is that I wanted to understand what was behind the numbers. So I used to go out. And what I used to do is spend a lot of time with the guys out in the field. So IGT or GTEC at the time have a lot of high cell towers. You know, like what the radio station has? I used to go out there with them.
Like
the guys would pick me up. Yeah, man. They would come and pick me up because I need to understand what it is that they go through, and I needed to understand how the signal would relay. Yeah, man. 1 a.m. in the morning. No, because I just wanted to know. I wanted to better understand. I wanted to understand how it works. I needed to understand how the central system works. You have 3 central systems. So what are the different components in there? So I used to spend a lot of time with the guys out in the field because I'm asking them to do stuff.
Yes.
I need to understand what it is. And so they used to go out. They would pick me up 1 a.m. because they had to start out early because they had to go way up in where, and you saw what they had to go through. It's in the early morning hours. At that time, they had some 4-wheel pickup drive that, as finance, you're looking for the cheapest vehicle. That's practical, right? But these vehicles weren't necessarily roadworthy. They had to come out to put the vehicle into overdrive by turning a crank outside on some narrow road. And when you actually, that's why I say you have to walk in another man's shoes to understand what they're going through. And when you saw in terms of that, and you said have to climb these steep things, and there's no light because there's no street light, and you have the cloud because they're going up so high, you see the cloud descend on it, and you see them climb the tower, and they say, and you won't put on the harness, and halfway up, and say, all right then, heading back down. But you truly started to understand the business more. You start to understand the mechanics, and you have an appreciation of what their everyday is. And so I used to have different staff activity where our staff office and party would take place at a high site. So you bring the entire organization out so that they can understand. Before you jump to criticize what is happening, go and experience what they're going through. So I think because of that, I've understood the business more. And so when the opportunity came up for general manager at IGT, and they had promoted me, at first I didn't want it.
Why? Who doesn't want a promotion?
No, because I didn't like how I saw general managers were.
How did you think they were?
I thought quite frankly, I thought that they were maybe selfish. Liars, and I didn't think that they necessarily look out for people. And I thought that once persons became GMs, they changed. I thought that the position defined them, and I saw where a lot of people, the positions defined them, and I didn't want to be that. I'm trying to grow as an individual. I didn't want it to change who I was. And I remember having the then regional finance director said to me, Anne, I hate losing you from the department because of what you is, but don't let that position define you. That's not who you are. Make that role what you want it to be, because I know you can do it. And I think ever since then, whatever role I have, my position will never define me. I guarantee you that. My position must not define who I am as a person or who I want to grow to be. And that is why when even people ask me about gaming and stuff, it's a vocation. It must not define my character or who I am. So if you see me on us today, I'm soccer mom because I'm real. I keep it real. And I think through having that, so whatever I'm doing it to the best of my ability. I became general manager within like a year after being the finance manager. Then shortly after that, I became the regional general manager. Then I had responsibility for Barbados, and then it moved on to become, I was the first female general manager at IGT, and then I became the first regional. Yeah, and then I became the first regional vice president for Latin America and the Caribbean. And then I started the diversity. I started the women's leadership program. I started it in the Caribbean, and then the rest of IGT Worldwide picked up on it. I started a mentorship program right before I left, so some of the guys weren't happy when I left. And I mentor both male and female.
And you were the 2014 spokesperson for IGT's
for the Women's Leadership
LAC Region Women's Leadership Series.
Yeah.
So what are you saying to young girls and women who think, I'm going to be the future and Dawn? What advice do you have for them?
Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Don't be afraid to be who you are, and don't apologize for it. You don't have to conform to anyone's image as to who you should be, but you need to know who you are. And once you're grounded in who you are, you don't apologize for it. Don't let the world conform you. You determine what it is that you want it to be, and you go for it. And you can't be afraid to make mistakes, and don't be afraid to laugh at yourself.
So you like a good laugh then?
Yes, and I like to tease people a lot. I'm famous for that.
One last question for you. What is your proudest moment?
In work or in life?
Life, work. What stands out for you?
My kids. My kids bring me joy. That no matter how bad it may be, and the husband too, right? Let's not forget the husband.
She didn't mean you as an afterthought.
Right, no. But my husband is solid, because he supports me no matter what. Sometimes I can't tell him everything because every time I say, baby, tell him. Can't tell us about anything.
Protect
to know how to manage
it.
I'm real, Rochelle. Yeah, you just have to know how to manage it, because their first thing is to defend and protect you.
Yes.
And so therefore they don't want anything that is going to harm you, right? And so I think that is one of the things that gives me the confidence for what I do, to truly enjoy it, because I know I have that support system, and I have my mother who will do the babysitting when I can't reach, because I can't reach home sometimes, right? But
so lots of support.
It's key. Let me tell you something, you cannot do it without support. Don't even fool yourself. You have to have a good support. If you're married, you have to have a good support in terms of your husband. Yes. You need a good support system if you have kids, because sometimes you're not going to be there for them. And it hurts because you think that you're failed. And you're wondering what kind of mom, and then you have to listen to the moms at the school that drop the word what kind of mother you are, because you're not there every day, and you start go through feelings of feeling inadequate, and then
guilty.
And you feel the guilt is what kills you more than anything else. It truly kills you. If it's one thing I say to anybody coming up, do not let your job or position define who you are. It must never define who you are. You need to know who you are going in.
Thank you so much. And Dawn, the first female president and CEO of Supreme Ventures Limited. This has been PSOJ Business Bites. And of course, if you missed the show today, you can join us on Monday on the Loop app or on their website in the business section. That's www.loopjamaica.com. Thank you so much for being here with me.
Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure. I learned a lot.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank
and I hope I can have you back in the future.
Sure.
This has been our show for today. Join us again next week, Thursday at 12:30 p.m.